everyone, CFL Park Hopper here at the Magic Kingdom, and today we're going to talk about how to plan for your 2022 trip. So maybe you haven't been to Disney World ever, or maybe it's been a few years. There have been some changes as of recent that you're going to need to know while planning this trip. So let's get started. So one of the major differences now than it was a few years ago with planning a Walt Disney World trip is that every park you now have to make park reservations. So I'm standing here inside the Magic Kingdom and I can't just show up to the Magic Kingdom. Let's say I woke up this morning and said, I'm gonna go to the Magic Kingdom today. I can't just show up at the Magic Kingdom anymore like I used to. I now have to make park reservations. So I'm gonna show you on the Walt Disney World app how to do that right now. Okay, so to make park reservations, I typically go on my phone to the My Disney Experience app. And then the middle icon at the bottom, when you click that, it brings up a menu, and the bottom one says make theme park reservations. However, I'm doing it from the My Disney Experience right now on the computer since I'm recording with the phone. So it works similarly the same way. When I went to My Disney Experience on the computer, I found the make park reservations, and so now I'm at where I can make it. So there's two different ways. They're going to ask you if you have theme park tickets or annual passes. I have an annual pass, so that's how I do mine. But if you don't, you'll have theme park tickets, you'd click the first one. So I'm going to have to do it with annual passes for now, since that's what I have. Also, if you haven't bought tickets yet, it will prompt you to buy them. Okay, then it's going to come to another set of prompts where it's going to ask you, again, if you're a guest with annual passes, and you're not staying at a Disney resort, you're going to do the first one. And that'd be the same with theme park tickets. And the bottom one is if you're staying at a Disney resort. So that is going to be the next question you're going to click based on where you're staying. It's now going to ask you to create your party. And right below this, I can see my whole family and friends list. So I'm not going to show that just to keep everyone's names private. But anyone that you have attached to your My Disney Experience will be on the party list. So if you're going with your family, your immediate family, like spouses and children, they all need to be linked to your My Disney Experience so that you can make the reservation for everyone. If you're going with extended family, maybe 2 households and so on, you can have one person designate and again be friends with everyone going on the trip and have all of those people on their friends list. Otherwise, if you want to do it by immediate family, the 2 people that are making the reservations would have to coordinate on everything. So I find it easiest to have maybe one person planning the trip and have everyone in their My Disney Experience. And when you book your Disney World vacation, you will want to do all of this right away. And I believe if you do it online, it prompts you how to do it. If you call reservations, they'll hook it all up for you as well. But you want to have all of this done before you even try to make park reservations. So you're going to click everyone in the party that you want on the reservation for the day. And then it's going to pull up a calendar of dates. So let's pretend that we're traveling like February 9th to the 12th. So then I can book each one of these days. I can select each one and book parks. Now when the little green thing is here, that means that all parks are available. If it's like half green, which it isn't right now, but sometimes like around holidays and like at Christmas break, I would see these half green. It would mean that only some parks were available. So maybe like Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios were sold out for the day, but I could go to Animal Kingdom or Epcot. It would just depend. When you clicked on the actual date, it will give you the list. If you see a star, that's only for annual passers. They give you bonus reservations because annual passers are only allowed to make a certain number of passes at a time. So if you have all your passes reserved, you can get a bonus one, just show up to one park for the day. But if you're just buying day tickets, you're going to have availability for the length of your stay. So again, if I'm checking in on the 9th and checking out on the 12th, and I have tickets for all 4 of these days, I can make a park reservation for each of these days. It will allow me to do that. So mine shows green for all of them. If you've only booked for a certain week, you may only be able to click on that link, and like the rest of these are grayed out because January's already passed. But for you, like it may show the calendar is grayed out for the weeks that you can't book, so it may make it pretty easy. But I'm just going to click on the 9th as an example to see what happens. And it's going to show you all of the parks because all of them are eligible. Now, as I said, if it was only half of them eligible, you'd only see the ones available that you would be able to click on to go to. And notice here it says that you'll be able to visit another park after 2. That is if you have a park hopping option on your ticket. And I'm going to talk about park hopping next. So stay tuned for that. But let's just click on one. So we're going to Animal Kingdom for the day. We click it, scroll down to the blue continue, and then it gives me my reservation date in the park, and I have to scroll down again to hit confirm. And then you'll get your Disney Pass is confirmed. And then once I've made all my plans and I'm like, where are they? In the My Plans section of my Disney experience, you'll see a list of all of your dates that you've reserved at Animal Kingdom, like we just did. So that's the way that you'll track everything, is in your My Plans section of your My Disney Experience app. So let's head back into the park and talk about some more stuff. Okay, now that I've showed you how to make the reservations, when you're planning for your trip, you're gonna really have to put some forethought into what park you're doing each day. And I know that takes some spontaneity out of your planning for your trip. It's kind of like, well, what if we wake up and we want to go to Magic Kingdom? Well, depending on what weeks you're coming, if it's a not very busy week, it's kind of easy to be flexible with your trip. However, if you're coming on busy holiday weeks like Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, any busy spring break time like the middle of March, summer, it's going to be harder to be flexible because the dates are going to sell out, especially Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Those 2 parks always will sell out first as far as their park reservations. They will go quickly. So you got to decide, you're going to do 1 park a day. That's number 1. Or are you going to park hop each day? What kind of park tickets you're going to get and how many days you're going to visit the park. So if you want to see all 4 theme parks and you want to do 1 park a day, you're going to need at least 4 days because there's 4 theme parks: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. If you're going to park hop, it makes your trip a little more flexible, but I don't suggest park hopping if it's your very first trip to Walt Disney World, because that would just be, I think, kind of chaotic. If it's your first trip to Walt Disney World, I would really suggest doing 1 park a day, staying in 1 park and absorbing everything there is. But if you're going to park hop, you only need to make a park reservation for the first park of the day. After that, you can park hop to the rest of the 3 if you want. So if I make my park reservation at Magic Kingdom, I have to come and tap in at Magic Kingdom before I can park hop. And park hopping is only allowed after 2 p.m. So keep that in mind as well. So if I don't come to Magic Kingdom until 2 o'clock, but I wanted to go to Epcot, I'd have to come tap in at Magic Kingdom, and then still I can go to Epcot. But let's say I wake up in the morning and decide, oh, we only want to go to Epcot, but our reservation's at Magic Kingdom. You would either A, have to change your reservation to Epcot, or B, come tap in at Magic Kingdom and then head there. So I hope that gives you some ideas of already how you're going to have to plan for your days, and best pick, which park to do when. As far as, some people ask, which park should I do first if we're going to do 1 park per day? Is there an order? Should I do Magic Kingdom the first day and Epcot the second day, and so on and so forth? That's entirely up to you. I guess I would go with, maybe something that you're most excited to see near the beginning of the trip, and then, and maybe also leave at the end of the trip. Maybe the last day is also the most exciting stuff you want to do. So if you're doing 4 days, maybe your favorite park is first or last, save the best for the middle, and then the other one's in the middle, that kind of thing. But that's going to be up to you how you plan it, because everybody's preferences of park are going to be different. So we're now going to head over to Epcot and talk about dining, where to stay when you're coming to Walt Disney World. So let's go. All right, everyone, and we made it over here to Epcot, and we're looking out at the World Showcase Lagoon. And why I wanted to come here is I want to talk to you about dining reservations. So every country here in Epcot has a sit-down dining restaurant that you're gonna need reservations for, along with, most resort hotels have some nice restaurants. The other theme parks, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, all have some nice restaurants. And it is imperative that you book dining reservations for your restaurants here at Walt Disney World. So we just got done talking about how to make park reservations, and now you're probably feeling a little overwhelmed, like, well, first I got to make the park reservation, then I got to make the dining reservations. How's this going to work? Well, let me give you a little hint. Dining reservations are allowed 60 days in advance of your trip. So find your 60-day mark from your first day of your trip on the map, or on the calendar, I should say, and then plan that as the day that you're going to get on and book your dining. But before that, you're going to want to definitely research and decide and kind of have a little mapped out plan of what you're going to do when. Now, in some cases, it may be better to book the dining reservations, and then once you book the dining reservations, then go on and book the actual park reservations. Because let's say you want to eat across in Italy right over here, and let's pretend that on the week that you go to book on your 60 days out, you can only get Italy on one day of your trip. Then that's the day that you're going to have to book your Epcot park reservation, especially if you're only doing one park a day. If you are doing the park hopping option, then again, you have more flexibility, especially if you're booking dinner for your restaurants and you can park hop, remember, as I said, after 2 p.m., then it doesn't matter what park you go to in the morning. So I would highly suggest to do it this way that I'm telling you, where you book the dining and then the park reservations, especially if you're coming on busy holiday weeks. So at 60 days out, they should still have park reservations available. However, I would keep track of that, because you can make park reservations as soon as you buy tickets. So let's say you buy your tickets 90 days out or 100 days out, and you want to just go ahead and get Hollywood Studios booked and Magic Kingdom booked because you're concerned, that you're coming Christmas week and they're going to be full. Then go ahead and do that. And then once you can book your dining reservations at 60 days out, you could always check the park reservation availability right before you make the dining reservations and make sure that there is availability if you needed to switch your days around. Or if you look and you see, no, they're full, I'm going to have to keep Hollywood Studios on the day I have it, then you'll know, okay, I can only get food at Hollywood Studios the day that I'm going there, or I can only book Magic Kingdom the day I'm going there, especially if you're only doing one park a day. If you're doing the park hopping, you are going to have that flexibility built in. So keep that in mind as you book your trip for dining reservations. So now we're going to head out to the back of Epcot, which is over here. We're looking at the Eiffel Tower where France is. And out the back, they have some awesome hotels to stay at here on the Epcot Resort Loop. And we're going to talk about the pros and cons of staying at a Walt Disney World resort. All right, guys, we came out the backside of Epcot, and we're now looking at Disney's Yacht Club and Beach Club hotels, which are right here. And right on this side is Disney's Boardwalk Hotel. You just keep coming around the way and you'll see more of it. And over here are the Swan and Dolphin hotels, which used to be Disney World hotels, and now they're a little bit separate. So they get some perks of staying on a Walt Disney World resort, and I believe some of them are now gone. I don't know 100% of the story, but I came out here to show you some resorts to say, when you book your Walt Disney World trip, what are the pros and cons of staying on property? And they have lots of hotels and resorts here at Walt Disney World to choose from, many different price ranges. So they offer deluxe hotels, which are some of the resorts that we're looking at now. They also offer moderate resorts, which are medium priced, and they offer value resorts, which can be very affordable. But I'll tell you that when you're booking accommodations here at Walt Disney World, you're really booking for amenities more than rooms. I don't think there's really much difference, honestly, in staying in a room at the Boardwalk Hotel right here or staying in a room at Disney's All-Star Resorts. The rooms themselves, of course, they're going to be decorated and themed towards the resort that they're on, but the actual rooms themselves aren't really going to be bigger in size necessarily because you're in a deluxe. Maybe slightly, but not really a lot. And the accommodations of the regular rooms are really for 4 people. So they'll have 2 queen-size beds, one bathroom, and that kind of thing. Now, they do offer bigger family-style resorts like these over here on this side are vacation club resorts. So the Disney Vacation Club offers villas, 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom villas and studios and things like that. So they can accommodate larger families. However, if you're not a member of the Disney Vacation Club, which is similar to a timeshare, then it can be very pricey to stay in the vacation club rooms. So people do things like rent out Disney Vacation Club points and things like that to be able to afford those rooms. So, but on like this side of the resort, these are just regular rooms over here on this side of the hotel. And over here at the Yacht Club, on that side, regular rooms. And same with Beach Club, they have regular rooms, but they also have Vacation Club rooms there too. So, as I said, the rooms themselves aren't that much different. So you're really paying for the amenities. Deluxe resorts, you're going to have a lot more amenities. Like, for instance, we're right out here out of the backside of Epcot. I walked here it's a 5-minute walk. You can also ride a boat, which we can see right here.
below us. So, and it's not far to Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios is just straight on through the canal over here. I could ride a boat over there, or I could walk all the way through the canal over there, and it'd probably be about a 20-25 minute walk from here. Not bad. This Skyliner is also over here. I can't really see it from where I am, but when I head back this way, the Skyliner is right on the other side here of this bridge over on this way, going into the backside of Epcot, which is by France. So if I'm staying at these resorts, I could skyline, and that's a way to get to Hollywood Studios. It's also a way to get to like Disney's Riviera Resort and Pop Century Resort and Caribbean Beach. So I could go tour some other resorts. So staying here at these deluxe resorts, I have a lot of amenities of how I can get to the parks. The only buses I would have to take would be to go to Magic Kingdom and to Animal Kingdom or to Disney Springs. So I have less bus service here. I also have really good pools. So like over here, you can see this pirate ship. That's a pool with a giant water slide. And that's over there at the Yacht and Beach Club. So they have really nice pools, really nice restaurants over there at the Yacht and Beach Club. They have a really nice steakhouse called the Yachtsman. They also have the Cape May cafe inside the beach club, which does breakfast, and they do a seafood buffet for dinner, which is about to reopen. I heard it's been shut down since COVID, but it is coming back very quickly here in the next month. There's some of the beach club rooms there. And over here at Boardwalk, they have several restaurants. They have the Trattoria Al Forno, which we can see now. And they also have the Flying Fish Cafe, which is also going to open here in the next month. So you have more sit-down restaurants inside of the deluxe resorts. So those are the amenities that you're really paying for when you're staying at a deluxe resort. Other deluxe resorts are by the Magic Kingdom, like the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, the Contemporary. So you can stay for cheaper on resort property, like at the moderate resorts, like the Caribbean Beach or Port Orleans Riverside or French Quarter. You can stay on value resorts like Pop Century, Disney's All-Star, Sports, Music, and Movies. So you think, well, great, I can get amenities or less amenities, but why not just stay at a Holiday Inn down the road? So some of the biggest perks for staying at a Walt Disney World resort are park hours. They do extra park hours for Walt Disney World guests. They open the parks a half hour early for resort guests, I believe every day of the week. And on certain days, I believe, they stay open 2 hours later in the evening. This has been new in the last couple months, so I'm not 100% sure of all of the rules, but it's something that you can definitely check into if you're interested in extra park hours for your stay. Also, if you're going to book fast passes, the brand new Lightning Lane system, which was the old fast pass system, now revamped into something new, which we're going to head over to Hollywood Studios in a moment and talk about in depth. And I have a whole video on Lightning Lane as also that you can watch, and I'll put in the link in the description below because there's a lot to know about Lightning Lane. But staying at a resort hotel gets you advantage to get Lightning Lane ahead of guests who are not staying on property. So that could be a big draw for staying at a resort hotel. And we'll talk about that again in a few more minutes when we go over to Hollywood Studios. And then I just think the close proximity to the resorts. You're right here on the property. So your travel time to the resorts and to the parks is, a few minutes versus if you're staying off property, the driving around Orlando can be hectic. It can be stressful and it can be extremely busy. So depending where you book your hotel in Orlando and then renting a car, and if you're willing to do all of that, or some hotels off property do offer resort transportation, but they're not going to come very often. Sometimes they'll drop you in the morning and then you'll have to be at the park all day and you won't be able to get transportation until the evening. Whereas if you stay at a resort hotel, you can get transportation to and from the parks every 15 minutes. So if you decide, hey, at 11 a.m. we're going to go back to the hotel and stay by the pool for the afternoon and then go back out in the evening, you have that option. Whereas if you're staying off property and use our transportation, you may not have that option. So these are some of the perks and things for staying at a Walt Disney World resort. But you'll have to decide with your family if those are the perks that you are interested in. And if you're not interested in extra magic hours and you're not interested in being able to go back and forth from the resort during the day, then definitely you could look at staying off property, and you could probably get a bigger room to accommodate your family for less money. I'll just be honest with you there. So it's going to depend. Are you wanting to spend money for amenities and things that are here at Walt Disney World? Or are you just going to sleep in the room and spend all day at the parks and don't really care? I think that's where you have to decide on the room, and if that'll work for you. So let's head over to Hollywood Studios and talk about Disney's Lightning Lane. All right, everyone, so we made it here to Hollywood Studios, and we're going to talk about Lightning Lane, which is Disney's most current Fast Pass system, I guess, if you're familiar with Fast Pass. And Lightning Lane is now a for-purchase quick way to get on rides. It is no longer free, so I'm going to explain it briefly. There is a lot of rules and ways to do it, and I do have a video solely dedicated to the Lightning Lane, so I'm going to put the link of that in the description below. So if you want to see more about that, I highly suggest really getting familiar with Lightning Lane before you come on your trip. It's going to be very useful. But basically how Lightning Lane works is you have to pay for it. It's $15 for the day, and it will get you on most rides at the parks. So like even here, we're standing by Frozen, which is a sing-along show, and they do offer it for some of the shows. And like Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular just recently opened back up in December. It's been closed since COVID, and I believe they offer Lightning Lane as well. So, and most of the rides offer it. So you pay $15, and then you would book everything, and you even pay for it through the My Disney Experience app. So get familiar with that app because you will need it for your trip. And then you can basically choose what ride you want to do, and you select that, and then you can go and ride that ride and then select another one, and so on and so forth. Now, there are 2 rides at every single theme park that are individual pay Lightning Lane. So I'm standing here in Hollywood Studios. The 2 rides that are individual pay for here are Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, which I'd say is the most popular ride in all of Walt Disney World at the moment, and also Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which we were just looking at back at the Grauman's Theater, and it is a very new ride as well. And the pay per ride attractions vary in price. So some of them are like $7, $9, $11. But the most expensive one is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and that one goes for $15. So imagine if I was spending my day here at Hollywood Studios and I bought the $15 Lightning Lane to ride all of the rides in Hollywood Studios. I would have to buy an additional $15 Lightning Lane just to ride Rise of the Resistance alone. So it would be easy to spend $30 just to do Lightning Lane here at Hollywood Studios. And if I wanted to do the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway as well, I believe that's an additional like almost $11. So it could be $40, $41 for me individually to do Lightning Lane just in this park. And I would have to times every person in my party. So if I have a family of 4 at $40, let's round it there. 40 times 4. Now we're looking at $160 just to do Lightning Lane here at this park. So that could get very pricey. So you're gonna have to be picky and choosy how you do it. And the good thing about it is you can buy it the day of. So a minute ago we were talking about resort hotels. And I'm going to tell you where this trick of staying on Disney property is going to help you out. For regular Lightning Lane, to buy the $15 to ride any ride in the parks, I can buy that at 7 a.m. The morning that I'm going to the park. And I can interchange it. So if my reservation is at Hollywood Studios and I do have Park Hopper and I want to park hop to Epcot, I can keep using it at Epcot. It's good for the whole day wherever I go. And the individual Lightning Lane, the ones for the specific rides, again, there's 2 at each park. If I'm staying at a resort hotel, I can buy that individual Lightning Lane at 7 a.m. on the day that I'm going to the park. If I am not staying at a resort hotel, I can't buy that until the park opens for the day. So like Hollywood Studios typically opens at 9. So if I decide to stay at the Holiday Inn down the road, I won't be able to get Rise of the Resistance purchased until 9 a.m. However, resort guests could purchase it at 7. And I'll tell you, for a popular ride like Rise of Resistance, there's a very good chance on busy days it would be gone before you could even get the chance to purchase it at 9. So if you're someone who wants to ride all the rides when they come to Walt Disney World, wants to ride the best rides, is interested in doing Lightning Lane and not having to wait in line, because if I waited in the regular line for Rise of Resistance, it can be 2 hours. I've seen it more like 3 or 4 sometimes in the middle of the day or early in the morning. So if you're not wanting to wait in line, then I would highly suggest planning for a resort hotel for my stay to make sure that I can get those popular rides. Okay? All right, everyone, I made it to Rise of Resistance. It's right behind me. So I do have my lightning lane ready for today. I paid the $15 for that. Now, sometimes I will just buy the $15 lightning lane for the individual ride and not for the rest of the rides. And sometimes I'll do it for the other rides and not the individuals. So that saves me some money. Maybe you could do that kind of thing on your trip, depending on your plan and how you're going to be here. I hope this whole video has helped you with your planning. Planning for park reservations, how many days you're going to do what kind of tickets you're going to need, where you're going to stay, where you're going to eat, how you're going to ride rides. If you liked today's video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video, which is usually once a week. And also subscribe on social media like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, CFL Park Hopper on all three. Thanks for watching.